In today's show, this Bitcoin metric is over 100% higher in 2 months, and it's absolutely critical for the bulls. We'll be breaking this down in today's show. Also in today's episode, discover how many people actually own at least one Bitcoin. And we'll also be taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market. As you can see, all the major cryptos are pumping. Once again, where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. So be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news as soon as it's released. And before we kick off today's episode, if interested in tapping into OPM, other people's money, to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, smash the link right below the video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and let's dive right into today's top story. This Bitcoin metric is over 100% higher in 2 months and critical for the bulls. Over the past 60 days, Bitcoin found itself rocketing higher, rallying from a low of 6,400 to a local top of 10,005 in the span of 2 months. So Bitcoin's booming open interest may set the stage for a surge. Over the past few years, as institutional traders and more serious players have entered the Bitcoin market, the demand for future derivatives for the crypto has exploded. This was confirmed with a report from industry outlet The Block. They reported that as of February 13th, the aggregated amount of open interest on Bitcoin futures contracts surpassed 5 billion, with traders on BitMEX, OKEx, Bakkt, CME, and other key platforms throwing billions of dollars at the asset. This is far from the approximately 4 billion in open interest seen in January of the 2.5 billion in December. And taking a look at this tweet from The Block, they wrote, aggregated open interest for Bitcoin futures have surpassed 5 billion on February 13th, according to data compiled by The Block. And they included this graph, which I'll include in the show notes below the video in the description, which shows aggregated open interest of Bitcoin futures data as of the end of the month, and it shows you all the different platforms. The massive eruption in the open interest seen in the Bitcoin futures contracts could have extremely positive effect on the underlying market. The below chart, which shows what trends in an asset's volume, open interest, and price means for said asset's future trajectory, indicates that the most optimistic scenario for any market is the asset's price, volume, and open interest for its futures market rise in tandem, suggesting strength, bullish price action, and an overall trend of prices rising. As can be seen, the past few months have seen open interest in Bitcoin futures erupt higher. This, of course, comes on the back of an uptick in volume as investors re-enter the crypto markets and a decisive uptrend forming in the trading value of digital assets. The simultaneous growth of these three metrics would suggest Bitcoin's on the verge of an even greater bull run than what we've already seen. Are you ready for this? I know I am. So this is far from the only bullish sign. This is far from the only thing that the Bitcoin bulls enthuse. Prominent trader Socrates recently noted that the 3-day Ichimoku cloud for Bitcoin is now very bullish, with prices breaking through the cloud resistance and with the future cloud twisting positive. The indicator signaled a buy at 10,268, suggesting more upside is imminent. And taking a look at this tweet, the 3D Ichimoku cloud traditional settings is now fully bullish, and it recently signaled a buy at 10,268. So this trader called Bitcoin's reversal at the start of the year, saying he expected for the asset to trade in the mid 9,000s by the middle of the month, which he was proven correct. Also, Crypto Bull noted with Bitcoin's latest price action, the price of the crypto has, for the first time ever, broken above the downtrend that has constrained prices since the $20,000 top seen in December of 2017. He shared on Twitter, the fact that Bitcoin's now past this key resistance, the analyst who pointed it out wrote, it is a sign that short liquidations are coming and a potential sign that the biggest weekly green candle in Bitcoin's history is right on the horizon. And before we dive right into our next story and discover how many people actually own at least one Bitcoin, let's take a quick look at the overall cryptocurrency market. As we can see, Bitcoin still above 10,200. I personally would love to see Bitcoin close above 10,005. It seems we've tested this resistance multiple times, and then I think above that we're going to have a major resistance at about 10,800, and if we can surpass that, I see Bitcoin climbing on up to 11,500. However, if Bitcoin cannot break this 10,005 resistance, we may retrace and correct as we just witnessed. So where we go from here, we're in a very critical time, and what happens now will determine where we go. Now, Ethereum is down 0.1%, trading at 269. XRP had a pretty massive surge, still up 0.73% for the day, trading just below 33 cents. Miss Litecoin is pumping once again, up almost 1%, trading above $81. TRX is up 5%. EOS is up 0.5%, trading at $5.34. BNB coin up 0.6%, trading at $25.66. And Link has been surging, which is pretty cool. Link is up 1%, trading at $4.03. Just about a day ago, we saw Link hit a new all-time high for the year, trading just above $4.20. Are you bullish on Link, or which crypto projects, I should ask, are you bullish on in 2020? Drop me a comment right down below. All right, now for our next story of the day. How many people actually have at least one Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin has consolidated above 10,000 this week. This is a pretty decent amount for one coin. So you might wonder how many people hold at least $10,000, aka one Bitcoin. Well, guess what? Only about 2% of addresses hold one Bitcoin or more. We'll begin by checking the distribution of Bitcoin by addresses as presented by BitInfo charts, as we can see right here. And this resource I'll also include in the show notes below the video in the description for you to check it out. So as you can see, there are 633,000 addresses that have at least one Bitcoin out of 1.68 million coins in total, which is 2.18% of all addresses out there in existence. However, one address doesn't necessarily equal one person. That's something to keep in mind. So we'll have to dig deeper in order to obtain a realistic range. And I want you to think about that. If you owned $1 billion, hypothetically, in cryptocurrency, would you keep all of that in one wallet, or would it be divvied up in potentially dozens of different wallets? So that's what to consider. We already have the first scenario in which one person has a single wallet with no less than one Bitcoin. That's the best case scenario for us. It's the most convenient one for counting, at least, right? But the situation gets trickier in the second scenario, in which one person can possess a total amount of 1+ Bitcoins, but in several different addresses. For example, one might hold 0.8 BTC in one wallet and 0.2 in another one, or keep 0.1 BTC each in 10 different wallets. In these cases, the addresses would have less than one coin, so they should be displayed in other rows of the distribution table. The ones that we initially ignored, counting those who hold at least one Bitcoin in the second scenario, would be much more difficult, as they possess any of the 98% of the addresses that contain less than one Bitcoin. And I want to ask you the question: if you hold one Bitcoin or more collectively, it could be in multiple addresses or just one, whatever device, let me know in the comments below. I want to know how many in my audience own one Bitcoin or more. There's also a third scenario. For example, you would expect that we should count a wallet holding 10 Bitcoin. However, it might belong to a company or association where each member is eligible to less than one Bitcoin from the wallet, so he or she shouldn't make our list. And that's a good point. Anyway, based on the distribution table, we can be sure that between 500,000 and 1 million people have at least one Bitcoin. But what about the lost coins? Right, we shouldn't ignore this aspect. If I hold one Bitcoin and it happens that I lost the private keys, do I still possess the funds? No, not really. If we consider the lost crypto funds, we should remove 20% of our estimated figures. Chainalysis said in 2017 that about 23% of circulating Bitcoin at that time was lost forever. That's a lot of lost Bitcoin, wouldn't you say? Thus, the total number of individuals who might hold at least one Bitcoin varies between 400,000 and 800,000. If all 1+ Bitcoin holders would live in a community, they'd make a city whose population would compare to that of Sevilla, Spain, Palermo, Italy, and Stuttgart, Germany, and Glasgow, Scotland, or Las Vegas, which has over 500,000 residents. So how many people do you think hold at least one Bitcoin? Drop me a comment right down below. And taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market cap, we can see we're now above 300 billion once again, which is definitely a bullish sign for Bitcoin here in 2020. And the volume in the last 24 hours is 173 billion. So we're maintaining this high volume, and the current Bitcoin dominance is 61.6%. So it continues taking a step back as the altcoins continue to surge and taking a look at the top 100 cryptos. Let's check out the top gainers first. We got Bitcoin up 32%, trading at 0.0004. Steam up 20%, trading at 27 cents. Status up 18%, trading at 2 cents. Kyber Network up 17%, trading at 46 cents. Sia Coin up 14%, trading at 0.002. And OKEx up 13%, trading at 33 cents. And as we take a look at the biggest losers, Hedera is leading the pack again, down 21%, trading at 5 cents. Chili's down 12%, trading at 1.5 cents. Seal down 4%, trading just below 10 cents. Komodo down 3%, trading at 87 cents. Icon down 3%, trading just below 40 cents. And Unis down 2%, trading at 96 cents. And let's take a look back at the top gainers and see how many there are. As we scroll down, let's just see this market. A lot of cryptos right now, especially these alts, are in the green. So this is good for the alt market as the BTC dominance continues to decline and the alts continue to surge. But there's also plenty of losers, so we have a mixed bag, definitely. So let's check out the BitMEX margins. We can see the bears are currently in control, leading with about 22 million in superiority in the last 24 hours, with shorts leading 50.4% versus 49.5% longs. Are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's check out the Bitcoin block reward halving countdown. We have 87 days, 18 hours, 16 minutes, and 48 seconds to go until liftoff. So if you're excited regarding the Bitcoin halving and what's surrounding the market at this time, drop me a comment right down below. Are you bullish on Bitcoin? Do you think we're going to see another parabolic rise? Will we continue moving and inching forward towards new all-time highs leading up to the buildup of the halving? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 63 in greed. Yesterday was a 65 in greed. Last week was a 56 in greed. And last month was a 51, which is neutral. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. And I want to encourage you to check out the description below this video by clicking on show more. And this goes for all my videos. You'll find a detailed analysis of what's going on, as well as some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. I update this every day, and you could actually download the latest episode. Of course, we're on iTunes and all major podcasting platforms, so please support the show in whichever communities you're active in. This includes iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn, and the list goes on and on. Of course, follow us on Twitter for the latest updates and what's going on in the crypto markets. And I also have a private crypto Facebook group, over 17,000 strong. All you need to do to become a member is click the link, request to join, and I'll get you plugged in. And I also have a private crypto Telegram chat, which all you need to do is click the link from a mobile device and you'll be added. And I look forward to plugging you in to our community. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this Bitcoin rocket ship heading straight to the moon. If you got value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and click the bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news. And real quick before I go, if interested in tapping into OPM, other people's money, to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, smash the link right below the video in the description, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.